Steamed buns and hot soya milk. The perfect way to start the day at this hotel in central London. A Chinese breakfast is one of the ways the landmark hotel is trying to attract London's many tourists from Shanghai and Beijing.
We know the Chinese tend to be slightly more superstitious and certain things that should be avoided. So for instance, we will avoid allocating them in rooms on the 4th floor or any rooms that have the number 4, because 4 in Chinese has a similar tone to the word death.
Chinese tourism in the UK is booming. Between 2010 and 2011, the number of visitors rose 20%. With the British economy having recently emerged from a double-dip recession, the 300 million or so euros spent by Chinese tourists in Britain last year was most welcome.
When they come to Britain, my goodness, they spend. The average Chinese visitor spends about 3 times as much, £1,600, as the average visitor to Britain. But we know that our European rivals do much better than us, and we really want to grow the Chinese market.
1 million tourists from China flocked to Europe last year, but just 150,000 of them came to Britain's shores. This may be because a visa for the UK costs a visitor from China almost double that of a Schengen visa, which gives access to 26 European countries. And European paperwork is relatively straightforward. But London's biggest retailers are doing their best at wooing the Chinese, with sales assistants who speak Mandarin, new payment systems specifically designed to accept Chinese credit and debit cards.
The Chinese clientele have a really healthy appetite for designer labels, and particularly for brands like Chanel and Prada and Miu Miu, but also for the fine watches and jewellery that we see here.
Visit Britain are pushing for easier tourist access for Chinese visitors in order to achieve the UK Tourist Board's ambitious goal of attracting 380,000 Chinese tourists a year by 2020.